This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Thursday, December 28th, 2017. This is Mike Walsh reporting for CLNS, the leading online provider of audiovisual coverage for the Boston Celtics. The Isaiah Thomas saga continues this week with Celtics GM Danny Ainge making some comments on his weekly radio hit with 98.5 The Sports Hub this morning. Thomas recently appeared to take some shots at the Celtics medical staff, saying that if he got better or second opinions on the hip during the playoffs last season, he may have sat out a bit earlier. Ainge responded on the Toucher and Rich morning show Thursday, saying, quote, "I don't know what he is referring to. He had a special playoff run, including a 53-point game. I don't remember what he's referring to. You guys know how much I love and appreciate Isaiah. I'm very excited that he is returning to the court very shortly. It looks like he's really healthy. I couldn't be more excited for him. I really don't have any comment on the other stuff because I'm not sure how to interpret that," end quote. There was a follow-up based on the Celtics' changes in the medical staff over this past offseason, but Ainge denied that having anything to do with this. He also did clarify that Isaiah did indeed get a second opinion on the hip during the playoffs. The current Celtics face another back-to-back tonight, and a tough one at that. The Houston Rockets are in town, and despite losing 3 straight, James Harden's crew is 25-7 on the year and own a plus 9.6 point differential. Taking a look at the injury report, the Rockets will again be without point guard Chris Paul, according to ESPN's Tim McMahon. Paul will miss his 3rd consecutive game with a strained left adductor. The team appears to have fallen off a mini cliff without him, losing those 3 straight games. Joining Paul on the sidelines will be Clint Capella, who has a broken eye bone, Luke Mbah-a-Moute with a dislocated shoulder, and Troy Williams with a sprained MCL. The Celtics are no strangers to playing shorthanded themselves. They were without both Jaylen Brown and Marcus Morris last night in the win at Charlotte, in addition to the obvious Gordon Hayward. Brown has been dealing with a sore knee during this brutal stretch of 17 December games for Boston and will again miss the Houston game tonight. Morris remains a frustrating situation, detailed on CLNSmedia.com by Corey Prescott yesterday, but according to the team, he is available tonight. Reserve Semi Ojeleye is also out tonight with back soreness, so to reiterate, Jaylen Brown out again tonight against the Houston Rockets along with Semi Ojeleye and Gordon Hayward. One other item of note for tonight's game, Harden will wear a pair of sneakers with the words "Free Meek" emblazoned on them. They will reportedly pay tribute to the currently incarcerated rapper Meek Mill. Listen up, Hoop fans, basketball season is in full swing, and now that your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action, it's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test and win huge cash prizes every night playing one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are a bunch of ways to play. You can choose from public contests with those huge cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against your friends. They've even got beginner and casual contests for players of a similar skill level. And of course, the best part, you get to draft a brand new team each and every day. Huge cash prizes and bragging rights await only at DraftKings. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your deposit for a share of $10,000 in total prizes tonight. Don't wait, use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. That's code CLNS, only at DraftKings.com, the game inside the game. Minimum $5 deposit required, eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Around the NBA, the Cavaliers dropped a rare game in Sacramento last night, sliding them to 2.5 games behind Boston and into a tie with the Toronto Raptors for 2nd in the Eastern Conference. They will also reportedly scrimmage with Isaiah Fully for the first time on Friday, so stay tuned here for more on that. Elsewhere, Rajon Rondo had a monster night last night with a win for New Orleans, posting 25 assists. That's the most by a player since Jason Kidd did it in 1996. Rondo created 58 points with those dimes. Again, the Celtics host the Houston Rockets at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on TNT. The newsfeed has you covered. Go back to this morning and listen to Josue Pavon's pregame show with guest Jeremy Brenner. We'll be back here later tonight with the postgame recap as well, and you can check out a new episode of The Garden Report and complete locker room and press conference coverage on the YouTube page at youtube.com/CLNS Media. Until then, guys, head to DraftKings.com, put down a $5 deposit and the code CLNS and enter your fantasy hoop team before tonight's games. Be sure to follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media and myself at CLNS_Walsh. And subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network's mobile podcast app. This has been Mike Walsh for the Boston Celtics newsfeed.